can't try and set up your phone and then put it in the big
You can't use flash for that either, I'm afraid. Across the board. Guys, if you want to get a bit closer, by all means, don't be shy.
Maybe need some light coming in from the left.
From the left? Yeah, you can follow that. This is our main light, so do you think the main light could do with being on the other side? We swap them over.
Not necessarily, but
No?
then just move the problem.
Right,
It's
exactly.
that funny shadow on the black, on the blue head.
On the blue head. Now, whenever you're photographing a number of things, you're always going to find it difficult when you get. That's it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we'll have a
Not
look
half
at
the
that.
reflector in it.
Okay, let's go again. Let's go again. So where do you reckon? About there? It's got a reflector in it.
Yeah, reflector's out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So has that got? That's probably that. So has that got rid of that shadow?
Got a bit of thumb of it, but
Bit of your thumbs. That's what the health and safety thing is. There we go. Okay. So you want to hold that? I reckon. Where do you reckon? So you bring that. Now what's that doing there? Can you hold that there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. If I hold it this side,
I got it.
So you got it, sure? Yeah. So what's that doing to the shadow there?
It's still there.
It's softened that shadow a lot, isn't it? I mean, you're always going to get that shadow. Unless you bring that back on, save your arms. What you can do on some of these, like if you're talking about lighting, tables still life, you can get a table you can shoot through, but it doesn't necessarily have to be on your subject.
so that other one you showed earlier, a couple that I hadn't noticed. You just got the LED went on that one then.
On that one?
That one, yeah.
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 It's quite nice,
Quite
isn't it?
nice,
It's simple,
yeah.
isn't it? It's a little, there is camera shake because
Yeah.
it's slightly, what you'd want to do is either spend £150 on a trigger or just put it on a 2-second delay so the camera's got time to settle before you take the photograph. But we are already, we're at F8, ISO is 100, you can adjust that, you can put the ISO up to allow faster shutter speed, because you're not going to get any pixel damage at 4, 6, 800 ISO, you'll be fine. Just leave it. You're shooting, take everyone shooting camera raw, no one shooting JPEG or TIFF or anything like that. Yeah, so you can easily change the white balance afterwards. Or you can grey pick it, so you can tell the camera what grey you want afterwards. But we can come to that and we'll speak to you about that afterwards. Okay, so now we're going to do something similar, but we're going to use flash. We're going to use some modifiers. The disadvantage to these are the only modifiers you can get for it. You can't get umbrellas, you can't get snoops, but they are fantastic, they do everything you need to do. Some people have been known to take all the diffusers out, they want a really harsh spotlight with it, and what you can do is take all of this off. They run cold, or coldish, I wouldn't put your face on it or anything, but yeah.
How much is something like that?
160 quid, not massively expensive. You do only get one, but you don't get anything else with it. But your studio you were talking about, you've got something that will run for a while. You know, something that's going to allow you to do sort of multiple photographs of lots of people. Something like this will sort that out. Right.
So you're happy with that they would actually compete with a flash?
Okay, but we're going to have a look at this beauty dish, because these are really cool.
So is that a speed light?
That's not, no.
No. Okay.
Someone mentioned speed lights. So speed lights, okay, so we'll go right back. So people call them strobes, they call flashes, speed lights. This is speed light because it's got speed light written on it because it's the Canon name. It's as simple as that, fits to your camera. This is a strobe because it flashes and it strobes. This is a flash because it flashes. That's a strobe because it strobes. That's a flash because it flashes. Pete, there's so many different names, it can all get a little bit confusing. But fundamentally, they're all the same. They all do the same thing. They'll create a harsh or a powerful light for 1/10,000th of a second as a flash. They all do the same thing, and you can get adapters for these that will fit into soft boxes and burn to the things you say. You know, depends on what sort of photography you're going to do. As you know, the couple of weddings that we've got on the Pro Photo website, you can get loads of different stuff for that. The A1 you've got, which is a brilliant bit of kit. What do you find with a round head over a square? Use a square head.
So I use a little hood that.
Because the A1's got it's that one's square. It's a round.
Oh yeah. No, because I used to have the Canon Speedlight 430 or something like that. And I just didn't like it as much. And then I much prefer the circular head.
You find it gives a softer, like a more natural light.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. It's a really nice.
That's what I'm saying about the round versus square. The rounder heads give a more natural light. You know, it's meant to be, because you think about the shape of the sun. It's round, isn't it? Yeah. So when you're talking about modifiers and diffusers, when you're outside, like it has been some nice weather, it's really, really sunny, you put your hand down, there's loads of shadows, isn't there? Then a piece of cloud comes on and covers the sun. It's a bit darker, but everything's softer, isn't it? You know what I mean? So being a wedding photographer outside doing that, natural light portraits, you potentially want some cloud, because it'll give you a nice finish. Right, so any other volunteer, or should we use this lady? Any volunteers?
I really hate having to take it.
Okay, so we're going to leave that 5/6, 100th of a second. No diffusion really. Just using the silver reflectors built in. What do you think? It's not bad. Have a quick look. Exactly that. So what's happened here, because there's no diffusion, you can see the shape of the beauty dish on the background, because it's past touching, straight past her, and it's done it. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave it the same, we're going to put the inner diffuser on, it's alright, take two, it's fine, not charging. So this is. Okay, so if you look, there's not a massive difference between the two. If you just look at the background here, so that's fixed on. So you put this on again.
That goes on very
Goes
front.
on the very, very front. Okay, so you can use a single diffuser, like and a grid if you want to. But this will give. We talked about moody portraits. This gives a very direct light with very little drop off. So what we want to look at is the background. So if you are doing individual portraits and you want to make it look really quite sort of dramatic, this is a great way of doing it. Okay. And the aperture down, letting more light in front of the surroundings.
Okay.
That's why you want to take it up. If you want that look, that's it.
So it's allowing that to control the
Everything.
light coming out from there more.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's an area I haven't
No,
considered, Bob. I mean,
thanks, love.
haven't heard people think.
Okay, but we're going to have a look at this beauty dish because these are really cool.
So is that a speed light?
That's not no.
No. Okay.
Someone mentioned speed lights. So speed lights. Okay, so we'll go right back. So people call them strobes, they call flashes, speed lights. This is speed light because it's got speed light written on it because it's the Canon name. It's as simple as that. Fits to your camera. This is a strobe because it flashes and it strobes. This is a flash because it flashes. That's a strobe because it strobes. That's a flash because it flashes. Pete, there's so many different names. It can all get a little bit confusing. But fundamentally, they're all the same. They all do the same thing. They'll create a harsh or a powerful light for 1/10,000th of a second as a flash. They all do the same thing, and you can get adapters for these that will fit into soft boxes and burn to the things you say. You know, depends on what sort of photography you're going to do. As you know, there's a couple of weddings that we've got a private website. You can get loads of different stuff for that. The A1 you've got, which is a brilliant bit of kit. What do you find with a round head over a square? Use a square head.
So I use a little hood that.
Because the A1's got it's that one's square. It's a round.
Oh yeah. No, because I used to have the Canon Speedlight 430 or something like that. And I just didn't like it as much. And then I much prefer the circular head.
You find it gives a softer, like a more natural light.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. It's a really nice.
That's what I'm saying about the round versus square. The rounder heads give a more natural light. You know, it's meant to be, because you think about the shape of the sun. It's round, isn't it? Yeah. So when you're talking about modifiers and diffusers, when you're outside, like it has been some nice weather, it's really sunny, you put your hand down, there's loads of shadows, isn't there? Then a piece of cloud comes on and covers the sun. It gets a bit darker, but everything's softer, isn't it? You know what I mean? So being a wedding photographer outside doing that, natural light portraits, you potentially want some cloud, because it will give you a nice finish. Right, so any other volunteer, or should we use this lady? Any volunteers?
I'm really great at volunteers.
Okay, so we're going to leave that 5/6, 100th of a second. No diffusion really. Just using the silver reflectors built in. What do you think? It's not bad. Have a quick look. Exactly that. So what's happened here? Because there's no diffusion, you can see the shape of the beauty dish on the background, because it's past the torch, straight past there, and it's going to get. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave it the same, we're going to put the middle diffuser on. It's alright, take two, it's fine, not charging. So look, this is. Okay, so if you look, there's not a massive difference between the two. If you just look at the background here, so that's fixed on. So you put this on again.
That goes on very
Goes
front.
on the very front. Okay, so you can use a single diffuser, like and the grid if you want to. But this will give. We talked about moody portraits. This gives a very direct light with very little drop off. So what we want to look at is the background. So if you are doing individual portraits and you want to make it look really quite sort of dramatic, this is a great way of doing it. Okay. And the aperture down,
Right.
letting more light in from other surroundings.
Okay.
That's why you want to take it up. If you want that look, that's
So
it. Look.
So it's allowing
Yeah.
that to control the
Everything.
light coming out
Very
from
much.
there more
Exactly.
by. Okay. Yeah, it's an area I haven't
No,
considered, Bob. I mean,
thanks, actually.
I haven't heard people thinking of.
100, and then it was 100 ISO. Now the 100 ISO, I'm assuming, is not going to work. Bearing in mind that the flash is twice as powerful as this, so you'll probably find it needs to be a lot higher. So let's just tilt this down.
Because you were at 400, weren't
Yeah.
you, with this?
We were originally, yes. Let's just give it a go and see what sort of response we get.